All right, hello everyone. Welcome to this Samhain / Halloween reading. So I'm really excited about this reading, you guys. First of all, I went really hard on the traditional Halloween stuff because I think it's hilarious and fun, and why not go fun? So for those of you who don't know or don't celebrate Samhain, it is essentially a time of embracing the darkest parts of ourselves and embracing death specifically. So it's the end, toward the end of the harvest season, the beginning of the dying of all of the plants, moving into the darkest part of the year. And so it's really all about facing those things that scare us the most. It also coincides with Scorpio season, which, is all about similar themes, letting things go, seeing our shadow side, seeing the parts of ourselves we need to work on, and seeing the parts of ourselves we have to let go. So that's sort of the theme of today's reading. And I think the biggest question we want to ask today and ask ourselves throughout this time is, what parts of ourselves do we need to let go in order to move forward? What parts of us need to die so that we can be reborn with a new and fresh perspective? This is something that we can meditate on through the whole of winter, but to get a head start in this reading is really, really cool. I like to take time, do a spread around this time to see sort of what I need to do work on over the winter so that when spring comes and thaw comes, I can sort of emerge from my hermit mode, if you will, with a new perspective on things. So yes, Samhain is after dark, essentially, when the sun sets on the 31st of October and all the way through November 1st. So it's coming right up and it's really fun, and this is a very serious topic with a very fun spread, so I hope you guys will indulge me and have a good time. We have 3 groups here today. I chose this from the Halloween Oracle guidebook. I just read that. These are from the Halloween Oracle, and it's one of my favorite decks. So we have Apple here with Risk and Reward, Skull of Darkness with Blind Spots, and Night Song with Hidden Talents. So go ahead and meditate, see what one draws you in, use your intuition, and when you have decided what pile or piles call out to you, go ahead and click on the timestamp that I will have listed down below. Thank you guys so much for hearing my whole spiel, and I will see you in your reading. All right, hello to those of you who chose card number 1, this Apple Risk and Reward card. So I'm going to put this up here, and then I'm going to go ahead and read from the book because I absolutely love this Oracle deck, and I love the messages from the book. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this for you guys to get started. It says, apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. The story of the poison apple in Snow White, to the Roman goddess Pomona's magical apple tree, to the Christmas tempting fruit in the garden, the Christians tempting fruit in the Garden of Eden. Should you receive this apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets and not trying anything new? Do you want change but are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get a greater reward? Or alternatively, are you risking too much too often? So yes, essentially, this is all about looking at the risks you're taking in life, and whether or not there's this feeling of being stuck in cycles. And I feel like for a lot of us, especially during this time of year, especially during Scorpio season, a lot of us are letting go of a lot of things, facing the darker parts of ourselves that we tried to hide away, and this is really a time of reflection and letting go. So I think for those of you who chose this pile, it's really important that we look at what we want to change and what we're willing to do to in order to have that change come about in our life. What risks are we willing to take in any parts of our life? So let's see more about what those risks could be, or what's going on. Let's just get some more information. That is way too many cards. I'm using the Halloween Oracle and the Halloween Tarot today because I have to get my Hallow on. Okay, let's see. We have Ace of Pumpkins, which is Ace of Pentacles in this deck. We have the High Priestess. This is fun. Okay, we have 2 of Wands. And let's get one more. we go. Thank you. Okay, 4. That is 5 of swords. Okay, so this is very interesting. And okay, I see what's happening here. I see what's happening. So there is, you are all very much working on, I think, being in tune with yourself, being in tune with your intuition and what you want and what you desire. I think for a lot of you, you're working toward a goal. The apple to me is very indicative, actually. It's reminiscent of the Ace of Pentacles because of just the imagery on both cards. And I feel as though with this apple, there is an opportunity that could be presented to you. You just have to, you have to take it. And I think in order to obtain this opportunity, in order for this opportunity to be given to you, or there's this feeling of, it does feel very risky to do something that is unknown to you. I think for a lot of you, there's something in your life that is very, it's very new, and it's something that sort of scares you because you don't know whether or not it's going to pay off, and you're very worried about getting hurt or failing, really putting yourself out there. If you allow yourself to be vulnerable, there's this chance that you could get hurt. I very much get that energy here. But it's time to assess that. And I feel with this 5 of swords over here, 5 of swords is about sort of trickery, and it's about, you know, it's about someone who maybe is dishonest or someone who is maybe cheating, or, but I feel like this card is very much speaking of yourself. So are you stealing away experiences from yourself? Are you stealing away an opportunity? This could be anything too. I'm definitely getting a romance vibe as well. I think that, you know, there are many sides to this. I think for some of you it might be a work opportunity or a creative opportunity, but I think for some of you as well, there's a romance opportunity. And I think for a lot of you, you might just be afraid to get back out there when it comes to romance. That might just be a fear. Maybe your previous relationship ended poorly, or you're just afraid of being vulnerable and afraid of getting hurt because you have in the past. But yeah, there's this feeling with this 5 of bats, and also with this 2 of wands. So 2 of wands is sort of like allowing your mind to expand. So in this particular card, there's this imagery of like these fighting imps, and I feel very much with this card, it sort of reflects maybe an internal battle that you're having. So there's something you want to do, or there's something you want to achieve, but what is that post? Submitting to the horrifying ideal. Submitting to the horrifying idea of being known is like too much for you guys. It's like being vulnerable with people is very scary to you, or taking opportunities without knowing that it will for sure pay off is something that is very daunting to you. And I think that this is probably something that has maybe followed you around through life. It seems like it's a cycle, and it's coming back around again, and it doesn't mean it looks like the same thing every time, but perhaps there are times in your life where you, excuse me, I need some tea. Perhaps there have been times in your life where you feel like you missed out on an opportunity because you were so focused on whether or not this was going to work out, or whether or not you were going to get hurt. You sort of ran away from it because it scared you. It's possible that this is just something that has come up over and over again, being afraid. And I think that, like, you know, it's been necessary for you to learn this lesson, but I think it's time now to let that go. It's time to lay that to rest. It's time to allow that part of yourself, like, to work through those fears and look at that part of yourself that fears those things and work through them. So I'm going to pull some more cards. And I definitely see like this opportunity for expansion and this need to really listen to your intuition as opposed to your fear, which I think has been maybe guiding you too much. Some of you need to learn the difference between your fear, your anxiety, or your intuition, which is a tough one. And that might just be something that could really help you throughout this entire experience. Okay. Okay, we have take time to breathe out. We have faith in your dreams, which, yeah, I think is super accurate. There's this need to just have faith in yourself and your ability to succeed, even if you don't know what the next step is, even if you don't know where this opportunity will take you. And I think, yeah, this take time to breathe out. I definitely get that this is potentially like an anxious pile. It's hard for you guys to make decisions with your intuition because you might confuse it for your anxiety. So learning how to do that is going to be a really important part of moving past this cycle and moving past just like your ability to say yes, even if you don't know whether or not it will work out. Either way, we learn a lesson, right? If it doesn't work out, we learn what we don't want, or we learn something about ourselves and our ability to handle things. And if it does work out, then look at that. You got exactly what you wanted. Either way, you're on the right path, even if it doesn't work out the way you expect it to. Some more cards in here. So make sure you read that. Like, it's going to be okay regardless of what you fear is going to happen. I can guarantee that you have the strength to get through whatever uncertain times you think could come, possibly, of taking a risk. Step out of your comfort zone, absolutely. That's what we're talking about here. I got 2 more cards. I have the end of a tough cycle approaches and your commitment is being tested. Exactly. I feel like for some of you, this is something you've been working on. This is something that you've been working on, but it's sort of like the culmination of all that work that you've been doing. So I have 2 groups here, or 2 main messages. It's those of you who need to really look at this and examine it and figure out why you're so afraid of taking risks or being seen as vulnerable or those kinds of things. And then there's other people who have been working on this, and it's sort of like this is the end of this chapter. I think for a lot of people it's something that just needs to be released. It is something you've been working on, and there's this feeling of just needing to there's either going to be an opportunity for you to use those skills that you have learned so in order to finally let go and finally move through this cycle, or there's going to be an opportunity for you to that to really be exposed, that to really be shown to you how much that these fears and this mindset is affecting you. Okay, I'm going to pull 2 more cards. But yeah, there's this definite need to just examine it. Sit back and examine it. I got breathe here again. So yeah, if this is an anxious pile, I also get that feeling of like, some of you might feel like just frustrated with yourself. Like you've tried this over and over again. And it just doesn't, it seems to keep coming up. And I think that being hard on yourself is something that can prevent real growth. So I think just taking time to breathe is really important. And just like, before you make decisions as well, if you're trying to listen to your intuition, it's important to get really quiet and just focus on your breath. Just focus on what it is that comes naturally to you. I always say that, if it's anxiety, it's usually more of a spiral. It's usually more of a fear, that feeling of like being caged or being trapped, that I need to get out of this or something bad will happen, as opposed to intuition, which is sort of like a calm, like yes or no, just sort of very, whether or not you should do this. And so if you have a hard time either discerning between those two, that's a rule of thumb I use for myself, but it might just mean you need to figure out what your body's reactions are to things. Like, how does anxiety physically manifest in your body? What does it feel like? And how does intuition physically manifest in your body? What does that feel like? So that might be an important thing that you guys need to be still, be quiet within yourselves and figure that out for yourself. And then we also have hope here, which I think is a really beautiful message, especially for those of you who, this applies to a romantic relationship totally. There's this feeling of whatever your fears are, most of them are unfounded. There's this real need for risk in this pile. I mean, that's the main card here. And there's this real need to sort of step out of your comfort zone and just really, really assess what it is that's holding you back, and really just like take that leap of faith. If you feel like you want it, but you're afraid of not knowing whether or not it will pay off, just take it anyway. Just go for it anyway. I think that your risk will be rewarded in this situation. But yeah, it's definitely something to examine during this darker, quieter time. For those of you who really don't understand, like, why it is that you're so afraid or what it is that is holding you back from taking these risks. Just a time to examine those things so that you can move through this cycle and move forward and step out of your comfort zone and really learn these lessons so that you don't have to move forward with all of this anxiety or all of this fear, and you can step forward with faith both in the universe and spirit and within yourself, to know that regardless of what happens, you can handle it, even if you're uncertain. But the worst that could happen is you succeed, I think, for some of you. I think that's scary as well. So yeah, let me pull one more card here. Just a final message for you guys. And I have relaxed, so yeah, anxiety pile, definitely. Don't push yourself too hard on this either. It's definitely something that comes with time. Like I said, for a lot of you, I think this is something you've been working on for a while now. So it's just having that moment of release is really important. And this time could be really beneficial, you know, taking a few moments out of your day on Samhain, or like doing a ritual, doing a cleansing ritual, even if it's just like a magical shower. Anything can be a ritual if you have intention behind it. So yeah, just take a few minutes and really sit with yourself quietly during this time and figure out what it is you need to release to move forward. When it comes to these fears, this fear of risk, this fear of vulnerability, and see what you need to work on going forward so that you can be the best version of yourself possible. So that is all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Samhain, a wonderful Halloween. I hope it's fun and spooky and just everything you wanted it to be. If you liked what I had to say, please comment down below. I love hearing from each and every one of you. If this resonated with you, please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my future readings. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next reading. All right. Hello to everyone who chose pile number 2, group number 2, and this Skull of Darkness card. It says blind spots on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and read from this book because I think it is absolutely beautiful and spooky and perfect for this reading. This is from the Halloween Oracle, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All of us at some stage of life have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we cannot see the issue clearly, it is the repeated patterns of pain that may alert us to them. Symptoms, if you will. For example, the same things keep happening over and over again. We may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work and uncovering our blind spot, or even consulting trusted close friends or professionals to assist us to see what we cannot. Okay, so for a lot of you, there's this cycle that's going on in your life, something that keeps repeating and repeating, and it's something that you don't understand why it keeps happening to you. It's something you can't see, it's something you don't understand. So let's take a look into that and see if we can uncover more of that. What I find really interesting that the book mentions consulting close friends. For those of you who really don't understand why something keeps happening, or if you feel very stuck, feel like you keep repeating something, you know, if you feel like there's just something you don't understand, it might be very helpful to ask your friends and family if they notice anything. If they notice anything in the patterns of your life, if they notice anything that you keep doing that maybe you can't see yourself. So I find that really interesting. But let us see what the tarot says. And I'm using the Halloween tarot today as well. I have Queen of Cups. I have 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Pumpkins. I love this deck. I automatically translate them without reading them, which is not as fun. But so we have King of Cups, King of Ghosts as well here. Let's get one more card for this group. Okay, we have 4 of Cups. Okay, this is really interesting. Okay, so yes, there's this definite need. And then we have 5 of Cups. There is there's definitely this need for like an emotional understanding. So this Four of Cups right here is very much like there is something potentially that you keep saying no to, or something that you refuse to see, and that I think is the blind spot. I think for a lot of you, your blind spot may be something that you just don't want to admit, or something that you just don't want to really look at, which is perfect for this reading. It's perfect for this time of year. It's perfect for Scorpio season. This time of year is all about looking into those things that you don't want to look at. I think for a lot of you, there's something like emotional, maybe like a relationship here is what I'm getting. I need clarification. I need clarification on this Ten of Pentacles, because I'm trying. Maybe a lot of you work, like you are so focused on work. That might be something. A lot of you are so focused on work, you don't have time for like the relationships in your life, and you don't have adequate, like you don't have a good work-life balance. You're not balancing, yeah, okay, we have 6 of Swords and 7 of Wands here. Okay, that's really interesting. I don't know, maybe, I think for some of you, there's this need to sort of, there's something you're very much stuck in, which I know is obvious here. There's this struggle, this like, there's something about this feeling that you are unseen. Like you need to be seen, you need to move forward in order to be seen. But there's some risk involved in that for you. I think a lot of you, yeah, there's just this feeling of like your focus is in the wrong place. Your focus is in the wrong place, and there needs to be a focus more on emotional aspect of your life. And I think a big thing is your relationships, whether or not that's romantic, family, or friends. There's this, and like we have this person right here who's blindfolded. It's like they are unaware of the other things in their life because they're so focused on a goal. And that's something about being seen, though. It's like you need to be truly seen in order to feel this fulfillment. That I feel like a lot of you are putting a lot of energy into a project or into one specific thing, maybe to keep your mind off of, you know, let's pull some more cards. I'm getting something. I just don't have quite all the pieces. Let's see, what's this? End of a tough cycle approaches. Maybe a lot of you have been really feeling that, like, you have been feeling that something is missing from your life, even though you are successful. Step out of your comfort zone. Like, there's something that you've done that is a great success. And you just still feel like empty, like you're coming up empty. And I think for a lot of you, there's this need to connect with people and connect with yourself as well. I feel as though there might be turbulence in some of your relationships. What I get with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups is they're facing away from each other. So it's very much like this need to resolve something emotionally or in a relationship. I'm really getting like heavy relationship vibes here. This is similar to a previous reading I did, where it's like there's this need for you to step out of your comfort zone and say yes to an aspect of a relationship. So whether that's focusing more on someone, like someone needs more of your time, or people need more of your time, or you need to be more honest with yourself in this situation, more honest with the person in the form of like being more vulnerable and allowing that connection to form. You know, like I get these these ghosts are very much messengers, and this King of Cups, they're very like grasping onto that ghost and like desperately trying to send you potentially messages, because they're both facing away from each other. And you know, this person is like being given a message of like, hey, don't forget about me, or like, hey, I need you to step up, or like, hey, I never see you anymore. But this person's sort of like, they've been ignoring that. They're just like looking at it like, I don't know. So I feel like a lot of you really need to take this opportunity to resolve whatever sort of discomfort or like distance has been coming between you and the people that mean the most to you in your life. There's this need to maybe like, there's this need to be seen, I think, in relationships as well. And I think the only way you can get what you need is to be vulnerable with your partner, partners, friends, family. If I could just have one more card, please. Yeah, there's this need for a new start as well. It's not even just that a new start is coming, it's that there's this need for you to start something new. Nothing will come of this situation. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of fear for a lot of you. I'm just going to put this over this. Okay, wait. Here we go. There's this fear. No, I lied. Sorry. There's this fear for a lot of you that, like, if you allow yourself to be vulnerable, or if you allow yourself to take a break from your work, if you allow yourself to focus on other things, you're going to lose some aspect of your life. But I think that it's really necessary for you to get out of this cycle, whatever that is. If it's like you've been losing relationships consistently, or like you haven't been able to, you get burned out really easily, this thing that you, or this project you've been working on just never gets off the ground. I think there's this need to really get real and reach out for the support in your life. Reach out to those people in your life that have been sorely missing you. And also this need to just get in touch with yourself and your relationship with yourself as well. Let's get some cards here. Some more cards. Okay. Manifest. Yeah, a lot of you have been working on bringing something into your life, whether that be a new relationship, a new project, ground, moving forward, like a promotion or starting a new career or a new job. Let's see. And we have focus. Yeah, there's this need to really focus on yourself, ground yourself, get to know yourself and what it is that you need. I feel like regardless of what you do, this thing is coming toward you. Like, you've done the work, you're doing the work, you're consistently doing the work. And so whatever you're trying to manifest, whatever you're trying to bring into your life, whatever you're trying to create or begin anew, it's coming your way. Like, there's this need to breathe and ground and focus on the other aspects of your life that maybe are lacking, because there's this definite, that's what you're not seeing. I definitely see that, like, there's this priority that needs to be placed on the other relationships or other aspects of your life. And I think you've just been so focused on diving in and moving forward and moving forward and moving forward that wherever it is that you're failing, or wherever it is you feel like you haven't been successful, or you feel this grief or this loss, whatever it is that you keep experiencing that is bringing you pain, has a lot to do with the fact that your life is out of balance, and you need more balance, especially in relationships, whether that be with other people or yourself. So let's see. I'm gonna pull one more of these, actually. I just feel like there's a piece of this that I feel like I'm missing. Okay, what's this say? Healing. Yeah, okay. So maybe it is a lot of you just have been so focused on... Okay, I'm getting two messages with this. Okay, that's what I was missing. Some of you have been so focused on yourself and healing yourself and moving forward and doing that inner work that you've been afraid to branch out until you're like where you need to be, or like healed enough to have relationships with other people. But we do not heal in a vacuum. We need other people. We need to heal through those relationships. We need to learn lessons. We need to sort of like, you know, if we learn that people, if one of the things we're learning is to trust people, or if one of the things we're learning is that not everyone is out to get us, or one of the things that we are learning is, you know, something to do with our faith in other people, we need relationships that reinforce that, so that we can really believe that thing that we're trying to learn. It's practice in a way. You need to practice those things with people in order to fully understand, fully heal from them, so you can let those things go. There's this need to ground yourself in other people, ground yourself in your own self. And that goes for, some of you have been avoiding things by working very hard, avoiding old hurts, old wounds, trauma, past trauma that has to do with other people, with old relationships, with potential like failure, fears of failure, work situations. Either way, whatever your situation is, you have been going too hard at one thing and you need balance in your life. Definitely, that's what I'm seeing. And that's why this ground card is here. There's this need to ground yourself in the thing that you are missing. And yeah, there's just that need to let go of that like white knuckle grip on whatever it is that you're moving so forward toward. You know, we see with this King of Ghosts here, they're just like, they have a white knuckle grip on this ghost, on this thing, on this, you know, they won't let go of whatever it is. And this ghost is like, yeah, I'm gonna hang around. Like, I promise I'm gonna be here. Like, you don't need to hold on to me. I'm gonna stick around. So yeah, there's this need to just breathe and yeah, reach out to people and heal through your relationships, heal through yourself, heal through the relationship with yourself. For those of you who've been working hard at healing, I feel like there's this need to, yeah, let go of that, not being healed enough, not being perfect enough to allow people into your life. But also, like, there's this potential feeling of like, you might be too hard on yourself within the healing process. Healing is messy and it takes a long time, and we're never done healing. We're always healing from things. Life is cycles. It is things coming back into our life, people coming back into our life. It is learning, constant learning. And so we are never done. We are never perfect. We are never it's never like, okay, now I'm allowed to let people back into my life. And there's this need to step out of your comfort zone. I think letting people in might be uncomfortable for you because you don't feel like you're ready, but I think that being that uncomfortable with not feeling ready is what you need to move forward, because we're never quite ready for anything. It's just we need to take that leap to learn what we need to learn next. So yes, I think a lot of you just need to sort of sort out your priorities and figure out what is the most important thing in your life, and you'll find that the thing you've been working hard and hard and hard for toward, that's sort of like done, not done, but like you've done the work. You need to let it breathe a little bit and move forward with the parts of your life that you haven't been focusing on. So just take a deep breath, ground yourself, and really evaluate where you are, what you want, and what matters to you the most outside of this thing you've been hammering away at, and focus on those areas of your life. So that thing will still be there. And then you will also be more well-rounded and feel very supported, and it'll be probably easier for you to continue this work that you've been doing. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. If anything resonated with you, please comment down below. I love hearing what each and every one of you say. If you like what I have to say, please subscribe. Go ahead and hit that notification bell while you're down there. Like this video, it's always very helpful. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful, spooky Halloween, Samhain, whatever you're celebrating. I hope it's eye-opening, I hope it's fun, and I hope you are all very safe. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next reading. All right, hello, all of you beautiful people who chose this card, the Night Song card with hidden talents. I'm going to go ahead and read from this book. I am using the Halloween Oracle today. I think it's so beautiful, and I love the messages in here. They're very, very appropriate for this time of year, aren't they? Okay, so. Should this beautiful but shy bird sing to you by appearing during your divination, know that you must unwrap the present of yourself. Look, some of the gifts within you remain unopened. The time has come to step into your true potential and claim all possibilities for yourself. There is no more time to waste. No more excuses. Okay, so this card is definitely about valuing your talents, valuing the things that, you know, like, I feel like a lot of you feel like maybe you're mediocre at things, or there's this worry that whatever you are pursuing or whatever you're going into, you're not good at, or you're not good enough at something to pursue it. Maybe there's a dream you have, or just something that you're really, really wanting to do, and this is a go-ahead, like a green light for that, because if you feel you fear that you are not talented enough, that's not even something to worry about. You definitely are talented enough. So let's get some tarot out here. You just got to do it. You are a beautiful group of people who are very, very talented, and there's this need to let go of that fear and just sort of jump in, just kind of do it. Okay, we have 10 of Pentacles here. We have King of Cups, both of which came out in the previous reading, but for very different reasons. So yeah, there's this definite feeling of like, if you are sitting in this emotional, like, there's this need to feel confident within yourself. There's this need to understand that your creativity is worthwhile. Like, this is something that you are brilliant and good at. Like, this 10 of Pentacles is here. Like, you are wonderful at this, and this fear of not being good enough, or not being, or like, there's this message too of like, so many people are doing this. Why would I even bother doing this? Because you enjoy it, because you like it, and because you're good at it. You have something unique to offer in this particular field. And this is like, this could easily be within a work setting, within, you know, a creative field, but I really feel like a lot of you are trying to like do something creative, do something artistic, and, you know, creativity comes in all forms. You just have the innate ability to look at things differently and offer a new perspective in whatever it is you're pursuing, whether that be business or art or music, whatever it is that you are looking for, or working on rather. We have a 10 of Swords, we have the Hermit, and we have the Sun here. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I see you guys through a period of introspection, which is exactly what needs to happen, because there is this need for you guys to understand how talented you are. And I think for a lot of you, you sort of just need to take the step and put yourself out there. I think that you have been in the Hermit. Like, you've been weighing on this, you've been trying, you've been getting all your ducks in a row. There's still some part of you that's afraid to share. Like, it's something that you've been doing your whole life, or you've been working on your whole life, but you're afraid to share because you're afraid it's not good enough. But honestly, who cares? Like, I know for a fact that you are good enough. You're talented. You can offer something new. But even if you're not, like, even if you weren't, do it because you love it. Do it because it's fun. People appreciate fun things. Like, even if you think your art is not good, or whatever your talent is not good, it's still something that people need. Whether or not it's good to you, good is subjective. And there is someone or someone's, there are people out there who need to hear your message, or need to see your art, or need to get a new perspective on things, because you see things differently than everyone else on this planet. So we have the Sun here, which is just, it's about joy. It's about reveling in that feeling of creativity. It's about when you are in your element. How do you feel when you're in your element, when you're creating these things? If there was no pressure, you know, if you knew that everyone would love this, like, what is that feeling? What is that feeling? And there is no reason to worry about what anyone else thinks. But if there was no risk to this, think about what kind of growth you would have, what kind of platform you would use, what kind of ideas you would put out there. Those are the ideas you should be putting out there anyway. And I know it's very, very difficult. I think a lot of you sit in this 10 of Swords energy. It's possible that in the past you were like made fun of or put down because of the way you approach things, because of the way your mind works, because of the sort of art you do. And that definitely is, you know, with anytime you put yourself out there, there will be people who dislike things. That comes with everything. There will be people who disagree with you always. There will be people you can't satisfy always. And I think that's a big fear that you guys need to, or a big, like, something that you guys need to learn, is that, like, there will always be people who dislike you for a reason. Like, you cannot please everyone on this planet. You cannot please everyone you run into. And that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're not good at things. It just means that people have different tastes. And some people are more aggressive with how they express that. But there are so many people that you can reach. And there are so many people who need your insight. And I can guarantee that those people, those things that are said to you, the successes that you have, are going to way outweigh anything from anyone who doesn't believe in you, or who doesn't appreciate what you have to offer. Like, you will receive more praise than negativity. And all you have to do is step out of your comfort zone and really put yourself out there. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you guys. But yeah, this 10 of Swords energy, because I feel like, you know, people have really maybe made fun of you, or just haven't understood how much this thing means to you, or just haven't, you know, whether or not it was malicious, it's really discouraged you from sharing. But there's this need for you guys to put yourself out there. Like, confidence is key to your success, and there's this need to just own it. Own whatever it is. Maybe it's your mediocre art. Who the fuck cares? Own it. Own that you do mediocre art and put it out there, because someone will love it. I bet it is brilliant. There is a beautiful art to mediocrity, and I guarantee, meditate and contemplate. We have this Hermit card. If Figure out what that blockage is. Figure out what it is that is keeping you. Is it something that people said long ago? Like, is it hurt? Is it deep hurt from like your childhood and not being able to express yourself or being shot down all the time? Because that's a pretty frequent one. Is it just that you are afraid of being rejected again, or in the first place, you're afraid you're not good enough? Whatever that is, there's this need to let go of that. And just like put yourself out there, believe in the impossible, whatever it is that your wildest dream is with this creative project or with this talent or skill that you have, this dream you want to pursue, just believe that it will come true. Because I guarantee you will find your audience. I guarantee you will find people who want to listen to you, and not only want to listen to you, but need to listen to you. There are people who understand you. And I feel like growing up or throughout your life, there was this disconnect from the people you were around who did not understand why you felt this way, why you thought this way. It was too different. It was too new for them. And I feel like you will find your community, you will find your audience by sharing your experiences, by sharing your art, by sharing, you know, your writing, your music, your talents, your skills, your healing abilities. You know what I mean? There will be this complete feeling of being at home within yourself once you allow yourself to express yourself the way you want to. And I think knowing what that means to you is the first step. Like, how would you express yourself if there was no chance of backlash and you would only be received well? And do that anyway. And forget about everyone else, because fuck them. They don't understand and they can move on. Yeah, there's this freedom. There's this absolute freedom in being able to express yourself the way you've always wanted to. Whether that's like, for some of you, it might even just be like the way you dress, the way you present yourself, the way you identify. It might be that as well. There is this hidden part of you, perhaps, that you just never get to express. Whether that's like hobbies, talents, whatever that is, there will be this freedom, and you will find your community by just being yourself unapologetically. Yeah, say no to that like little voice inside your head that is terrified. Say no to that. And actually, I'm gonna pull this one card out because it's important that you guys see this as well. Say no to that little voice that's like, no, you can't do this. No, you'll never be received well. No, everyone will make fun of you. It's not worth it. It is worth it, because you will find what you're looking for. And for some of you, you might not even realize that you were looking for something. But I think for a lot of you, you're looking for community. You're looking to help people. You're looking to connect with people. And maybe that was something you were afraid of, because you were afraid that you wouldn't be well received, or that it was pointless, or that you wouldn't be noticed, or that too many people were doing this. A lot of you might be lurkers. Like, you're afraid to post your own thing, but you constantly are like looking at what other people are doing and being inspired by them, and really feeling like you are less than those people that you idolize, or those people that you really take inspiration from. And you are, you know, everyone's just people. People are talented in their own ways. Everyone's just a person, and I promise that that person has as many insecurities as you. And yeah, they might have a bigger following, and that they might have more support. They might have a lot of people who love what they have to say, love what they're doing. But if you don't put yourself out there, you can't build that community. They have done the work. They have posted, even though they have felt these things, these fears, these trepidations. I guarantee that every single person you look up to has felt this way sometime in your life, but they took that step and they put themselves out there anyway. And now they have achieved what you could also achieve. Let us get one more card from this deck. Oh my gosh, I'm going to shuffle these because they are being chaotic. But yeah, you are a beautiful, talented, and wonderful person, I promise. And you will find people who want to connect with you in the thing that you love doing. Okay, we have rebirth. Yeah, total rebirth moment, total freedom, total sun moment. Appreciate on the bottom. Appreciate what you have to give, because people will appreciate you. We have 10 of Pentacles right here. We have King of Cups. We have like fulfillment emotionally and like financially, yes, potentially for some of you, but like you guys are going to be so successful, and you will feel this joy. You will feel this rebirth. You will feel this freedom that you've never experienced before, because you've been so afraid of that. So let go of that fear and just like believe in the impossible and take that step. You guys are wonderful. This is a yes, green light, go. Please post, please share, please speak, please give those ideas to your boss, whatever it is. I have total faith in you guys. And I don't even need to have faith in you guys because you will attract what you are putting out there and what you want to attract. So yes, that is why I'm seeing for you guys. I'm just so excited for you guys because this is going to be great. You guys don't even see this coming. But you just have to believe in yourself. Anyway, if you like what I have to say, please go ahead and comment down below if this resonated with you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please like my video, ring that notification bell while you are subscribing so you don't miss a single one of my readings. It is a pleasure to read for each and every single one of you. I hope that you have a wonderful Samhain, a wonderful Halloween. I hope it's spooky and fun and full of release and bravery for you guys. That is all I see. Yeah, you are all wonderful people, and I will see you all in my next reading.